Alright, I'm gonna edit the album reaction to Magoria tonight. So first off, what I need to grab is band pictures. Okay. Once we have our band pictures, we can do our biography, which is here. Welcome everybody to my full album reaction. That a little sense of a comical thing in there. As you guys know, if you're new here, if you're not new here, I basically throw in every single album reaction gets a special lighting. So when someone puts in for an album reaction, I look at the album cover. I was like, okay, so the album cover we're working with is this one here. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, Magoria. So I look at this, right? Okay, I was like, okay, so we got black, white, and red is mainly the main colors. And then I go to this website here, and this is something new that I've been starting to do. This website here gives me the color palette. Look up color, and I can literally copy and paste the color palette onto this from this image. So from this image, you have thatch, dune, lemongrass, hurricane. So this is mainly important when I'm doing before the album reaction. Okay, so I look at the main album cover. I was like, okay, we got black, gray, red, right? So that's what I'm gonna put my lights for. So my lights in the back are red, and then the light here that shines off of here, which is this light here, that will determine the shine of the fucking the boom. So I look at that, and then when it comes later on, I'll show you this really cool thing. Alright, so later on, well, we're gonna get to this biography first. So we're gonna get into this biography and find out where it's at. Fucking further comment. Welcome everybody to our 1888 Jack the Ripper long haul tonight. But first, I want to read the bio. There's the bio. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the bio and find out any spots that I want to get rid of, like basically, like silent spots or awkward silences. I go through here and I find them. Okay, Magoria. So there's silence there. I'm gonna get rid of the silence. It's gonna create a jump edit. Magoria. So this is where the bio is gonna start. So this is where I put my marker. So you press M for marker. I'm using DAVINCI Resolve, by the way, in case people are wondering. Magoria is a Dutch progressive rock band. The band was founded in 2019 by guitarist Mark Bogert. There's awkward silence here. See if I didn't edit this. There you go. Gonna create another jump edit. Magoria was formed in 2019 by Dordrecht-based guitarist Mark Bogert, Night Area at the time. At that time, he had so this seems pretty fair. Then was formed in Night I'm reading basically. Cohen, Stam, and Harmon Kiyomboom, among others. Okay. There's me doing something stupid, clear the throat, so I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna edit that. From the rock scene were chosen to sing the various debut album was released too. In the meantime, this is all fluid. I like this. The album's presentation of home March 30th, 20 in Dordrecht. In addition, Ode Schern and Edward 23 project. This is a fairly new band. I thought it was an old band. Alright. Okay, so yeah, I don't want that. So. The members. There we go. The members of Magoria are Mark. Okay, that's a jump edit there because I mispronounced the name. Magoria. The members. Magoria. Members of Magoria. Okay, you gotta keep it. Are Mark Bogert, Harmon Keyboom on drums, Peter Fink on bass guitar, Cohen Stam on keys, Clem Dettermeyer on piano, Remy Hodgson on guitar. Now I used to as I say the names of the members, I used to get like their pictures and crop the members and stuff, so that way you know who you're looking at. It's a lot of work, and I mean, with as many album reactions that I do per year, I do around 75 per year. It depends on if people request them or not, or submit them. But yeah, it's very, very time consuming. Von Geerman on bass guitar. Vocalist Rodney Blaze, Maria Awkward Silence, Maria Katharina Awkward Silence, Jan William Kitalers, Ingwe Rinya, Nadine Pruyum, Sydney Ochern, Edward Riekers, Arian Van Dorn, Sunny. Gonna add that little comical stuff in there. Okay, and then put that there. The full discography of Magoria is as follows. And here comes the discography. So, as the discography comes, I'm gonna get rid of Awkward Silence. JTR. So this is the first one. So this is where we're gonna place our marker again. So we're gonna place second marker here. So I'm gonna place a marker here because this is our end of biography. Now you can name these markers if you want, but it's not really important to name them, to be honest. I just know that's my beginning, that's my ending. Now some people will have tons of markers. JTR 1888, Jack the Ripper Rock Opera. That's the first album. So typically with albums, I leave the silence because it creates suspense. Hollingsworth Mansion. Okay, now after I announce that now the albums, I normally get rid of any unwanted sounds. Without further ado, the first track is called White Chapel. Pause for silence for suspense. Let's begin. Because people probably never heard this band before, you know, and then that's where, bam, that's where the color grade starts. You guys see that right there? The color grade. That looks like the album, right? So this is where I take my talent in the color page, and I literally create the album aesthetic around me as I react, and I bring you into the world of music. Okay, the world, my world. I bring you into. I don't just leave my camera the same. You guys, a lot of people, a lot of my devoted followers definitely know this, that I work very hard on my edits to make it just, you know, like you're there, feel like you're there in the album. It's one thing to watch someone reacting to an album, but it's another thing to be there as I react to the album, you know. So you got here with the color page. What it does is it gets rid of all that unwanted noise. I make it look good, right? So here it has a little bit too much of a fade. So I kind of want that fade. I like that fade like that. So you notice with the flag, keep your eye on this flag right here. See this flag? Keep your eye on this. Now what this thing can do, and it's pretty wild, man. I love this thing. So what you can do is you can pinpoint spots on this. I can literally zoom in. Okay, let me get rid of clips. I can zoom in on any spot and it will give me the direct spot of what I need to change for color down here. So if I want to change the flag's color, I click on the flag, and down here, bam, it's an open circle. Now if I click over here, it's an open circle right here. It changes, see? So that way I know what spot I am affecting when I do my color grade. So this one, I don't like this one too well. So I'm gonna kind of change this to be a little bit, you know, cause it's popping out too much. You see that? You gotta remember it affects other spots on your image as well. And you don't want it to, you know, get rid of some of the stuff like my vinyls in the back, right? So I think I'm happy with that right there. So let's say I want to pop out this red hat right here. I would click on red because that's the color of it. You want to make sure you get the right hue. If you have the wrong hue, it won't affect it. See how it's affecting it like that? I want a red tint like that, right? So for here, I'm cool with this. So I'm going to keep it like this. I like this. This is a good color grade compared to what we had in the beginning. Here's the beginning, here's the ending. And this is me dragging you into the album. So here, that's me clicking on the song. I don't want to hear that click. It really helps if you know like the shortcuts on your mouse. Because if you don't know shortcuts, your editing's going to take forever. I kind of want to keep that click though, you know, because it creates an aesthetic of it. All right, so that's boring, right? Just changing like that. Who wants to watch that, right? Right? Who wants to watch that? I create this. This is how I do it. I create this suspenseful, like brightness, and it just goes right into that color grade. Right after that, as the music starts. And that's how I've been doing my album reactions. And a lot of people have been telling me my editing is really, really top notch when it comes to color grading. So shout out goes to them. Thank you guys for saying that. So as I said, we're gonna get pictures of the band. Let's do that. So this stuff will come later. This normally comes in my album finales. Basically, this is how I determine what colors I want to use. I could use this for what colors I want to use during the actual listen. I would create like a border of like Dune or Hurricane. I could do both. I thought about doing both for next year, but it's gonna take a lot of time to edit, and it's gonna take a lot of render time as well. But yeah, let's jump into these pictures. So what we're looking for is the band Magoria. So we're looking up band Magoria band, and what it's gonna bring up is gonna bring up pictures. I normally do wallpapers because wallpaper is the best quality image. In case you didn't know, it is the best quality image you will find in images, in my personal opinion. So this band really doesn't have too much stuff. So if I go to their Facebook, they'll have stuff. And it's where if Google doesn't give me what I want, I'm looking. So you see this right here? This is perfect for a logo. This is what I would grab for a logo, and I would green screen it, but we'll get into that later. All right, so I'm looking for just a picture of the band. You know, that's also a great logo right there. I normally use the logo that they use in the album normally. Yeah, this band's wonderful, by the way. If you guys haven't heard them, they are really, really good. They surprised the living shit out of me how good they were. But yeah, here we go. We got Magoria. So this is a pretty good picture. We'll use this one. We'll use this one. This is good quality. I like this. I wish that they had a full live concert of JTR 1888 because it was fantastic. It was a great album, but they don't online, sadly. I would love to watch that offering. Okay, so here is a great picture. I like this a lot. So yeah, I like that. That's we'll just grab like 3 to 5 pictures, you know, normally. Okay, so there's Zora. She's part of the thing. We got our pictures. Now we're gonna look at our album. Okay. Oh, I forgot to grab the logo. Sorry. So normally I would look up Magoria band logo PNG. PNG creates this image that doesn't have a background. So we have this. This is a pretty good one, but this is from their newer album. So in turn, I would probably not grab this. I want this one. This is the original image. As you can see right here, it's the original image. And what I want to go with is the same color as this. So you're going to see me choose this color for this image. I'll show you. I'm going to grab this, save image as, and then we're going to create PNG. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to create your own PNG. And a lot of editors probably don't know this. It's called Delta Keying and Luma Keying. So once you grab your image, you drag it into your actual project right here. Okay. And we want this to come in after the suspenseful lighting comes in, like that. Okay. So here we go. So we click on Fusion. Okay. Click on Fusion and we hold Shift, press space bar, look up Delta key here, add. It automatically gets added. That's why we hold space bar. If we don't hold space bar, and I'll pull it up. And I said typically, normally you guys can get away with doing just this. So you get the background of it. Okay, the background is black, right? And then we're just gonna move this around till this becomes like that. That means we got our image. Now, sometimes this will work, sometimes it won't. This worked perfectly. If you have a black background and a white, it normally works perfectly. So you wanna drag this all the way to the end of our album reactions. This is what we're gonna be using. This is our end of our album reaction. We want this to fade in, okay? So fade in like this. Obviously, we're gonna move it up there. So we're not done. We're not done. I know you guys are like, oh, that's cool. We're not done though. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna put this here. I'm gonna grab this. Okay, I'm gonna go to my little toolbox here. I'm gonna color generate this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna search for a color. I wanna grab this color right here. This is the color of the actual album. Now we have the actual color of the album. Isn't that cool? Before, after. Before, after. Now we have the color of the album. Now let's say I wanna add an outline. If you guys want to learn outlines, you can find it on YouTube. It's literally everywhere. Just go look for it. You gotta make this a compound clip, then it's gotta become an outline. Once it's an outline, we can change it to red or whatever we want to choose to have. Okay. So let's say that I want this red right here, which is the color of the actual album. Right here. Okay. Process solved. Okay. That's the start of the album there. So typically I'll leave my videos down here, right? So, and then you have the track names of the album. Okay. So okay, so now what we gotta do is I gotta go to another project. Okay, gotta go to another project. I'm just gonna copy and paste something. Kind of want to use the red background for the video, the pick and video stuff, because I normally use that one. So we're gonna grab this, copy, go back to Megoria. I got tons of projects, dude. All right. Now we're gonna paste that. So Control V, paste it. I'm gonna go into it, open in timeline, copy. Okay, and it's gonna copy the album cover. So we're gonna drag the album cover into here. Normally I'll put the album cover at the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. Grab this album cover page here. The album cover normally goes first. We're gonna paste the attributes. Sorry, are we doing that? So now we want to grab this album cover. I'm gonna zoom in here. That way it's literally on the border, like there. I'm going to get rid of it. Nothing's showing. Actually, something is showing. Move it over a little bit more. Now nothing's showing. Now we're gonna move this down to the border here, and nothing should be showing. Yeah, good. Now we have our huge pick and pick thing. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this border here. I'm gonna create it red like that. I like red. Red's a cool fucking color. Not my favorite color, but it is a cool color. So now We have our compound clip, right? But pause. Why is this full screen? Because I haven't made it like this. Not yet. I just did now. It's a copy compound clip right there. Okay. I know it's a lot of information for you guys to take in, but I've been doing this for how long have I been doing this now? I've been doing this a long time. Got a compound clip. We're gonna create our frosty solve. Okay. There we go. Drag that over. I want this to be the same amount. So we're gonna alt drag. Okay. Alright, so what I said is you can change this outline, okay? What I did was I was zoomed in, right? Zoomed in, so I want to make sure that this doesn't meet this. Because it looks like shit right now. It looks like absolute shit right there. Alright, okay. When I zoom in again, you can see it as it's still touching still. So what I want is like that. And that's what it looks like whenever you're done. Now I'm going to add a drop shadow onto it to make it pop out. Like I said before, I think you guys missed it though. This is what people do to make their videos pop out. They add drop shadows onto objects and stuff, so that way it pops out and it looks like 3D. And that's what I've been doing ever since I learned how to do it. You do it like that. This is the distance. That looks pretty good to me. All right. So what's up, Shining? How you doing, man? So this, as I said, here is the finishing result. There you go.
Without further ado, the first track is called Whitechapel. Let's begin. Oh, Zora caught.
Bam. Color grade. Right into the actual album reaction. There we go. And then now we're gonna get the track names. So normally I create this font that's like of the album. So this is like a blood splatter here. I have a blood splatter gothic font. So we're gonna try it out and see if it works. I think it's a crow. A theme for murder. Yeah, there we go. This is a blood splatter. This one I use for My Dying Bride. So we're gonna create that. Now normally if I didn't have the font, I would go download it and then use it. Normally I buy the fonts too, just to make sure it doesn't come back and bite me in the ass. Someone sued me or some shit. And they're pretty expensive too. We're gonna look up the track name. And as I said, to make it pop out, black around the back of it. That's how you make stuff pop. We got Goria. Track is Whitechapel. We're gonna name this Whitechapel. I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't conflict with this. You guys see that? You guys see that? Right here? This is the actual thing, right? This is the actual window. If you do it too big, it's gonna cut it off. And then that's what you're left with. So I make sure it's actually in the window of this. I want to make sure it's centered as well. So I want it to be centered like there. Perfect. That way I can make it bigger if it's centered like that. And the possibilities are endless with DaVinci Resolve if you really, work on your stuff. This looks sick. I like this. This looks really good. I can definitely deal with this. I kind of want it to go in front of the Magoria. I think it would look really cool, but at the same time I want to kind of fit it in so it doesn't hit over the video like that, because that looks like shit with it going over. I am happy with that. Okay, so that is where we're gonna leave it. So this is your stroke, and this is gonna make it pop out here. So I normally do like 5 for an offset. A blur here. That's too much of a stroke, so I'm gonna bring it down just a tad, like that. Okay, so that way people can read it, right? People can read that, and then they can still see the. Sorry, we should probably do white. Maybe white with red. Or black with red, maybe? Drop shadow with drop shadow. There you go. I like that. I like it going over, but not too far. Right? You want it to barely touch. It looks good to me. And like that, I will be happy with that right there. And we could even change, you know, white chapel could be white. Like that. That's sick. I like that. You know, like I said, the possibilities are fucking endless with this program. We could do white as white, and then chapel could be red, like that. Kind of like that. It's easy. Is it easy to read though? Maybe we could increase the brightness of this, or decrease. That looks pretty good, but it's conflicting with that red back in the background. So kind of like that, but at the same time I don't. So what we can do is we could create a white stroke to go around this and increase it. Gotta remember, what we do to this one, we gotta do to the other ones. So the shadow affects the whole thing now. Doesn't affect single stuff. And it makes it pop out when you add the shadow. There we go. There we go. There's Whitechapel. I can deal with this. I like this. So this is our final product going into the album.
Oh, Zora Cock. Okay.
Oh, I forgot to add them. There you go. Whitechapel. There you go. Is this the name of the song? Now I need to find out the beginning for the song, Legend. Okay, there's Legend.
Baby, hush, hush, hush.
Wow, that's loud. Holy fuck. Wow, that's loud. The limiting on this.
Okay, there's the beginning of it. Dun-dun. That's when we're gonna change our font. So, this is called Legend. Legend of the. Then we'll create entrance here. Serial scene. Now, what we have to do now is change this. That way it can fit into this of the serial killer scene. So we're gonna move this up here. I'm gonna make it a little bit thinner and increase the this side. And as I made this smaller, you guys see how shitty it looks. So we gotta go back and do everything all again so that way it pops out. Typically that's pretty good. I can read that. Looks pretty good to me. And we can increase or decrease the blur, that way it still pops out. And then we have our transition. Our transition is gonna be a smooth cut. There we go. Let's go right into it like that. Once this song ends, we can go into our first video and then actually render.
So far, I'm really deep.
This is me talking about the tracks.
That's saying something. That's really good. That was a beautiful choirs in it. It just adds into the depth, and the Zora's voice is just hauntingly beautiful. I can't wait to check out Black Friar next year. I'm very excited for that. Up next is Print.
See that when I say up next, that means it's a new video. And render. Okay, we are almost ready for rendering. Let's add our band picks. So now I'm just gonna drag all my band picks into here, into one. I'm gonna make them equal. Normally. Okay. here. We'll add this one in there. Make that about equal in length. And then add one more. Maybe this one. No. There we go. That's a good one. Add this here. Split this. So what I do now is I click on all these. Okay, I click on all these. And I add drop shadow to all of them. That way it adds to all of it. You guys can see that drop shadow. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create sizes for all these. That way it goes above my head right here. Okay. Now to do this, you want to make sure that you get all of them in the exact same area. So this is going to be accomplished with a cross transition. A cross transition is going to allow you to see both of the photos and where they should both go. So here, you want to make sure that that edge lines up with the other. Finicky ooze. I know viewers. As a creator, you gotta give a fuck.
Catalers.
There you go.
Supplemented by members of the metal band X.
Next one.
The
Frost. So this is about the same size as the other photos. So what we can do is just copy and then paste Azure. Bam, that should go right there.
and
Easy.
24.
This is also the same size, so this is easy job. We're done. Well, we gotta add the albums. Let's go pick up the albums. Lagoria, Apple, albums, images. There's the first one, and don't use Spotify anymore. This goes to the creators that watch this video. If they watch this video, do not use Spotify. JFIF does not work in. It doesn't work in DaVinci anymore, so I completely stopped using it. So I normally use a template. By template, I go to another project that I had a discography for, which was my Devin Townsend. We're gonna go to that discography here. Devin Townsend. There's the band picks. There we go. All we need is one of these. Copy. And we're going back to our other project, Lagoria. And we're gonna paste. Add our photos. This one here.
JTR 8.
And paste. Bam. There it goes right there.
1888. Jack the Ripper rock opera.
And here is the next one. Right here. Put in. Copy. That's it. With a cross.
JTR 1888. Jack the Ripper rock opera. And Hollingsworth Mansion. Without further ado, the first.
Okay, there we go. And that is it. That is how you edit one of my album reactions. Normally, everything else after that is basically copy paste. It's literally, I just changed the names of the songs. I keep everything else the same way, but I change the name of the songs. Normally, I change the aesthetic of whatever that is gonna say, right? Yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys learned something today with DaVinci Resolve. I definitely highly recommend DaVinci Resolve for starting creators. If there's starting creators in here watching, definitely get it. It's gonna push your limits. Don't get Adobe. If you get Adobe, it's literally you're force fed. Or not, sorry, you're fed with a silver spoon in your mouth. You're spoiled when it comes to Adobe. When it comes to this, you are learning bare bones shit. Literally, bare bones animation, bare bones multimedia, bare bones color grading, bare bones fusion. It's all here. You just have to search for the knowledge on YouTube to get to the levels of professionals. I don't consider myself a professional. A lot of people do, but I'm not, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, very.
It just comes with time. Just like Reaper, when I edit my music, it comes with time. Getting better at stuff. Repetition is your best friend when getting better at stuff. But yeah,
Sunny plume, excuse me.
practice
Sunny
makes
plume.
perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, or sorry, the live stream. I'm probably gonna be putting this video on YouTube because I know a lot of people are very interested in my editing style, how I edit my videos. Definitely put it up for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm just gonna switch this over to full view. Thank you for watching. I know this is not a normal stream, and to the 2 viewers that did watch this live, thank you very much for coming in. But yeah, this is how I do my process. Hopefully you guys learned something, and I'll see you next time. Peace.